Hey guys, little discrepancy over the way I'm trading is being subjective or discretionary as opposed to being objective, and I just want to go over just the way I trade and what I'm looking at. Okay, so a lot of people use moving averages to determine the trend size. I happen to use these micro structure things. Like for instance, this first 5 minutes, I usually let it go, and I begin trading from the right side of the green. Okay, but what I see before that is is this: you got a high up here, so you made a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. So when you have a high, well, actually, this becomes a lower low because it took out this swing here. But this is a 1, 2, 3 pattern. So let's see if I can do it. So here's a point 1, point 2, and point 3. Okay. So once this level over here gets taken out, to me that's the 1, 2, 3 break. All right. So with that said, once we come out over here, the question is, where am I going to take a pullback to? Well, obviously, it's this candle right here. And two reasons. That's the 3 point, and there's your thrust bar, so it's telling us that sellers were coming into the game right there. Okay? So, with the way the market, you can see over here, I just have the high and low of the candle. You can see that this candle here is 13 points, so you times that by 4. It's a 52 tick candle. All right? So, I can't take half the bar because my stop will be only over here. So what I've been doing, at least during this volatile time, is I'll take the high of the candle right here, which is 60.75, and since my stop is 12 ticks, I'll just come down 12 ticks to my entry. So that would be 57.75. So right over here would be my entry. So let's take a look and see if that's 57.75. 57.25, come up a little bit. That's 58. Okay, so right there, that's where I'd be looking for my pullback. If it was normal and this was a normal size candle, we'd come back over here. So over here, you didn't. I don't know why it showed a fill yesterday. Hold on a second. Let me take a look at something. Uh, well, that's fine. Oh, my mistake. Uh, well, so there's the area, and it's a miss. Okay, so you missed that one. So then we make a lower low and a lower high. If it takes out this area, then the trend changes. So right over here, you get kind of like a 1, 2, 3, and then price breaks down, pulls back, and comes down here. So again, this particular bar here is 8 points, which is like 32 ticks. I'll go from the high, which is 46, come down to 43, which is right there, and you can see it piercing through right here for a connection and down for a win. And then it makes a lower low, and right over here, everything has to have a thrust bar. That's why this is a good trade, and this was a good trade, and right over here, the high is, again, this is a 40 tick candle, so the high is 43.75, come down to 40.75, which would be right there. And on this particular play, you could do one or two things, because you know you got supply over here, and you know you got demand over here. You got a 1, 2, 3, and this becomes the break, so you can have a trade setup, which is very simple. One here, and what's the low of this candle here? This candle is a 7 tick candle, so 350, so that's 2250. It actually makes it perfect because 3 points from 1950 brings you up to 2250, which would be right about here. Let's take a look and see if that's correct. A little bit, move a tick down. Either way, you get the picture. So you could have had a short here, connect and down, and a 1, 2, 3 break, pull back, going up, and there you go. So now that's how I follow the market structure. Now let's go back to another day, Thursday. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, so we come out of the session here, and you got definitely a pullback over here. This candle here is 13 points. Obviously, you're not getting filled over here. And then it comes down here, and you got a little pullback over here, and we take out that high. And to me, this is a trade I took. There's no reason why not to, because I'm looking for supply and demand. So right over here, I see you get a trend, it stops. You get a thrust bar, and it comes back rather quickly and gives you just a one candle win. I mean, that could have been a hell of a trade right there. And then you get a pull back here, and you'd be looking for a trade here, and then it comes up here, and so you get a higher high and a higher low and a higher high. And so I had an entry over here, but on this particular, again, we're looking at big candles here, so I'd be getting it at 10. Where is 10? 10 is, come on, why isn't the 10 being, let's use this tool. Why isn't it allowing you to do 10? There we go. So on this one here, well, actually, it's the same area. First, you'd be getting in on this particular pullback over here, and you'd be taking a higher high and a higher low. This is a pullback because this candle took out that candle. So there's the pullback here, and you take that up here, and then this would be the candle here, but because it's so big, you're going to go up to 10. So in this particular case, 10 is, well, it's one tick below there. Okay, so it goes down to 750, keeps you in the trade, and then shoots up for, this actually is a winning trade, believe it or not, because if you're getting in at 10, okay, 710, and never went to 700, that was where your stop was, and this next candle goes from there up to 18 and a quarter, and there's a winner. Let me go back to days when the candles aren't this big. So we'll go into September, because when they're that big, it you know, you have to do what I'm saying. You have to go from the lower the particular candle and go up 12 ticks for your stop, and that's where your entry is going to be. All right, so be a lot easier for me showing you during normal volatility instead of extreme, you know, high probability. So hold on one second. Okay, so here we go. So over here we have a just an upward move, and this candle here, well, you can see you don't have any, it hasn't taken any high, so you're not going to take this pullback here because it's no pullback, because it hasn't made a higher high. So you let these things go, But this area here is where I take a pullback to. Why? Because right over here it makes a higher high, and you can all see that that's a supply, demand bar, and we make contact right over here at 62, and in this particular case you don't really get much on that deal unless you want to just hold. Don't remember what kind of day this is. Late August. Okay, but here is a 1, 2, 3 and a break. So this is where I'd be looking to take a pullback to. Right to there. 1, 2, 3 break, pullback. Not discretionary at all. It's objective. What I think that you may be wondering is why I take, this trade here. Why I would take this trade. Well, I'm seeing demand right here, aren't you? You got 3, 4 down candles, and it just stops on a dime, and then you get a bull candle, and up it goes and makes a new high. To me, that seems like a demand area. So let me pause for a second and trying to get the. Let me do this. Get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Now I can move. Let me move into a. Okay, I just want to be able to get a hold of this. Okay, so now I'll move this out to here, and this out to there. Okay, now I got control of this thing here. All right, so let me move it back. It's Tuesday. Okay, so I'd be looking at on a pullback to here until the market changes here. And I got a 1, 2, 3 right there, and I'm looking for it to break and pull back to there. And the only reason why I wouldn't take this is one of those big candles coming into you. I just bail it before it even happens. So market makes a higher high, and we get a pullback to there. It's a higher low, and then it makes a higher high, and then a higher low, and then just a slightly higher high, and my entry would be looking to get back here. Didn't happen. And a higher low, and then a higher high, and right here would be my entry to get into the trade. Now you get in over here at 56 and a. Where's that candle here? Right there, 56 even, and connects at 55.75, and there's 25 ticks. Doesn't look like much, but it certainly gets up there. And so over here you got a 1, 2, 3, and this is not a very good break. So I would not even bother with that because it closed almost where your entry is, so you really don't want to take that. I mean, some common sense goes a long way. Let me try another day here. Okay, so market opens, tests the highs, we make a powerful low. Right over there is the entry. You obviously see the 1, 2, 3 break. And the pullback. You got two entries going on here. You got this guy here. So let me use the horizontal tool. I could make it easier to see. So right there is one entry, and I got this 1, 2, 3 with a thrust up there, and I got that entry right there. So let's see what actually transpires. So this one gets filled first, and down she goes, and then this one gets filled over here at 86, and 87, 88, 89. That's 4. That's 5. That's 25 ticks right there. Goes right to the money. 86. 5. It goes up 23. So you'd end up grabbing something there. And then comes down here, makes a lower low and a lower high, and as you can see here, it doesn't take out, it takes out the low by just a little bit, so I'm not really looking to take a trade here. If I did, it'd be end up breaking even anyway. 77 and a quarter actually goes up 16, so you break even. I'd probably take a trade right over here, and 86 was that 66, and price goes down, and it would have taken me out, so I would have had a loss there. Here we double bottomed, kind of go sideways, then we finally make a low, and here's where you come in right here at 55 and a quarter. Does any one of these go to 55 and a quarter? No, you just miss, and down, and that ends that day. So hopefully you understand, and I'm just using, obviously you're trying to determine the trend and be on the right side of the market the majority of the time, and that's all I'm trying to do, and look for supply at the same time. So if I'm looking at the chart here at this is Thursday. Okay, so here's the chart here, and the market opens up, and obviously the market's in an uptrend, right? It's making higher highs and higher lows. So here's a higher high and a higher low, and a higher high and a higher low. So I'd be looking, there's really no setups right here. So then I get a 1, makes a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. When this area gets taken out, then the trend changes to the other side. So now this becomes a lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low. And I'm seeing all of this action here, and I'd be getting in over here at 69 and a quarter, and I get taken out there. And this is one of those days where it was a gap. I don't even remember what happened on this day. I don't remember what happened on that day. In fact, let me take a look and see what happened on that day. So I'm going to pull this up, and we'll see exactly what happened on that day. Forex Trading Journal, plan the trade, and I'm going to go back to September 13th. So I don't know how far I got to go back, so let's do this. Let's try right here, September 13th. Whoa, I didn't realize you can go back that far, so let me go back to normal. We're only a month away. So let's go back to here. Okay, and a couple more. Right there. Okay, so now we're closer. Looking for September 13th. Okay, that's September 14th. And September 12th. Okay. September 13th. I lost one and one win, crap day. Okay, so let's see which one I had the loss and a win. So it was a crap day. Oh, okay. I know what happened here. I had this 1, 2, 3 break pullback right here. Supply bar, pullback, and down. So that was my win, and I think where was my loss? Oh, and I showed you where my loss is. So that was a crap day. So let's see what happened on the 4th. I'll go to the next day, and then I can look, and we can see if I'm being accurate and picking the spots. Okay, so here's Friday, and well, that's an interesting trade right here. Okay, so here is a 2B Normally I'm saying 1, 2, 3, and then a break changes the trend. Well, also a 2B break is also the same thing. Because right over here we have a higher high and a higher low and then a higher high, but not a higher low. So obviously right here is, and this candle here is, so I think I'd be splitting in half, so I'd be getting in at 5. Right there. So I'm getting in at 5, and this should turn into a win. So now I have a 2B followed by a 1, 2, 3. I'd be looking to get in over here on the 3-point. So we made a lower low, and a lower high, and a lower low. And this candle here is 4 points split in half, make it 250, which would be right there. I'd be getting in here, and 250. I'd be only up like 8, and down for the win. So there was 2 right there. So let's see what happened on September 14th. Okay, September 14th. Contract switch, yes. Long at 5, half on pullback bar. Let's take a look. Okay, here's the bar. 550, getting in at 5. There's my entry. So isn't that interesting? Not discretion at all. Made a higher high, higher low, higher high, thrust bar, taking half the bar, getting in at 5, and there's a win, as it's recorded here, plus 25. Long 97, half of bar. Long 97, half of bar. Where's 97? Oh, this is where I saw demand right here. I mean, think about it. There's demand. Get a big shoot up. So this bar is 4 points. So split it in half is 2, makes it 97 right there. I get in here and up for the win. And the reason why I would have been out of these trades is because I already got my 2. Is that correct? Half of the bar. Oh, okay. Half a bar, half a bar. Oh, very interesting. It's exactly how I just pointed out. This was demand, so it's a combination, really, if you think about it. Trying to find the obvious location where the market's going to drop. And even though I came down with a big bar down here, it was worth the shot because it wasn't one bar coming into me, it was the third bar. You understand? You first had this 2B, followed by a 1, 2, 3, and then a break, and then a pullback. But before this is all part of the break bar. This is all, you got to take this area out. So this is just one bar after 3 down bars. So that's fine. In other words, if I'm looking to get in here and I'm coming from here and it's just one big bar, that's different. And you can see you're going to have a reaction over here because that's demand. So this might be the easiest way for me to do it, is showing you by showing you what I'm doing and then see if it's the same thing I actually posted. Okay, so here's Monday, the 17th. And this looks like a really crappy day. Let me take a look and see if I can resize that. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. Alright, so we just got this big run down here. Okay? And to me this looks like a big demand bar here. So this could be an area where I may have gotten in to go long over here, because that's definitely demand right here. And this also would be an area where I'd be thinking to get in right over here. Now let me use the line instead. But we get this So it makes a higher high and a higher low, and then it just pierces it and takes out the low. So you got a 2B break into the original trend. So what I'd be looking for is taking half of this bar, which is 350, so that's 175, so it'd be like 33, 175, 33 and a quarter. So let me see what 33 and a quarter looks like with the horizontal line. 33 and a quarter right there. And I get connected right here. And that goes down 25 ticks. And this could have been an area where I could have went long. Demand into supply into demand into supply. So now let's take a look at the 17th and see what exactly I did do. Alright, so let's see what happened here. That'd be on this page. Okay, what day is this again? This is the 17th. It's a Monday. Oh, we're still talking about this? Okay. 17th. Alright, 17th. So it looks like my first trade was long at 25. Long. Oh, look at that. Long at 25 on the pullback. What's my next trade? Short half the bar, 34. $350. Why 34? So it's, oh, okay. I know what I did here. I looked at the number real quickly. 36 and 31. It's 5. I took 250 and added the 3150, made it 34. Either way, I'm going to get a win. So I was off by 3 ticks. It didn't make a difference really. You know, they both got filled anyway. And that would have been that. And so I'm just showing you exactly what I did, and that was the end of that. And there it is, right here and right here. Took half the bar. So I wasn't doing it precisely. I was just looking at 36. In other words, I was looking at this, and I'm seeing 36 and 31. I just split it in half. It's 5. I didn't even bother with the 50 on the 3150. I said it was 5. Add 250, it made it 34. And that's where the connection would have happened. And either way, so if I got in a 33 and a quarter or 30 or 34, either way, I'm getting 25 on it because it goes down to 27.50. So this might be an easy way of showing that it's not really discretionary because I'm doing it live, and I'm moving the chart. As you can see, I'm not pausing or anything. And next day is Tuesday. Okay, so we get this enormous run up here, and but I got no supply over here. I mean, no demand. There's no demand over here. I got a supply candle over here, but I got no demand over here while it's making its new high. So I got a higher high and a higher low, and then a higher high, but it doesn't even close up there. And then it takes out this for a 2B break. So once it gets over here, I'm putting in an entry to sell right there. But let me see how big this bar is here. See, now that bar is 8. So 4 would be 1550. So that's like up here. So where's 1550? It's right there. So I probably wouldn't even put that trade on then, because otherwise, if I have my entry over here at 12, 13, or maybe 13 and a quarter, I got a huge stop, because otherwise my stop would be up here. So I probably didn't put a trade on there. And then I got this 2B, and not only that, I got this 2B now in a break. So what do we got going on here? So we have we got really sideways action going on here. until we take out this high over here. And how big is this bar? That's 4. Make that 9.25, which is right there. So 1925 gets filled over here, and 19, 25, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I get up about 20 and some odd ticks and grab something. And then a whole bunch of nothing. And I'm thinking that this wasn't such a great day. So let's take a look at 1918. Alright, so let's see here. Wool Short 27 cancel. Okay, so Wool Short 27 cancel. Let me go back and see why. Wool Short 27. What time of the day was that? That was at 9:49. So where are we about 9:49? Wool Short 9:27. Okay, I was looking to short this wick over here. That's when I was doing wick trading. So this might not be a good example, but I canceled it anyway. Cancel that one. We'll buy 21. Cancel long short at 28.75 at 10.10. 28 at 10.10. Okay, so what am I shorting over here? 28.75. So let's find out. 28.75, which would be right here, because I got a 1, a higher high, a higher low, and this comes up here to make a not a higher high. So let me just show you what I mean. So here's the higher high, that's 0.1. Here's the lower low, that's 0.2. And here's the retest of the higher high, but didn't make it, and that's 0.3. Right there. So you got a 1, 2, 3, and we get a break, and I'm looking to get in at half the bar, which is 4, make it 28.75, right on the money. And either I got, this didn't get filled, missed by 2, so I'm still alive, and then I get filled over here, and I go down for a win. So let me make this bigger for you so you can get a good view. So here's 0.1, here's 0.2, and here's 0.3. So once the 2 point gets broken out, I'm taking this bar, which is 30.75 at a high and 26, it's 4 points, split it in half, it's 2 points, I add 2 to the low, make it 28.75, which is right up here. This misses by 2 and continues is still 1, 2, 3 break, and then 28.75. It happens here, and may have went a little longer, and then down for the win. So let's see what actually happened, transpired there. Plus 25. Okay, one more. I got in. Oh, what time of the day was this? This was a little after hours. I just hung a little bit, and I got it on the pullback. Okay. Okay, so I would imagine that this is the pullback right here where I got in, and yeah, I took it. Oh, hold on a second. We were looking at here. 34 right here. We'll put it at half the bar, and down for a quick win. Okay. So as you can see, I'm calling it before I even see it. So now forget. I don't trade Wednesdays. That's just okay. So here's Thursday the 20th. So you can see we get in the price action of 1, 2, 3. So I'd be looking to sell right over here. And as price breaks here, we come up here, but we got this 1, 2, 3 down here, and that bar is 7 points or 350. So we're looking at about 59 and a quarter, right about here. 59 and a quarter was right about here, and we get connected here. This is not a connection. First you got the 1, 2, 3, you got the break, and 59 and a quarter is right there. And that one candle, believe it or not, goes up to 67. Then we take out, make a new high over here, and here's the pullback here, and we get connected here, maybe break even on that one, and just kind of sideways. Well, there's a possibility I may have taken this. I got this 1, 2, 3 over here, and we do get a break. May have taken that one. Was there any? Then we have like 20 minutes of nothing. I may have called it a day after that. It's a good possibility. Otherwise, I may have just taken this long here and maybe gotten broken even. So let's see what happened on the 20th. We'll get rid of that thing, and we'll go to the 20th. Okay, come on, guys. Okay, the next one here. Looking for the 20th. '19th. Okay, so here's the 20th. Nothing. Okay. I recorded today's session. Okay. I did a recording, and when it was done, I had no sound. Oh, okay, I remember this. My daughter disconnected the headphones. All right, so let's take a look at what actually happened here. Okay, that's the half bar on the 1, 2, 3. And this one here, I took the wick, but I haven't been really doing much wicks lately, and I took a loss on that particular day. And yep, I did take that 1, 2, 3 that I talked about right there, and I came down for 25. So as you can see, not very discretionary. It's got a 1, 2, 3, a break. Always got to be a supply bar, a demand bar in the break. So originally, if we look at the same day, and we go back, so originally I'd be looking to put an order in right up here, because I got a 1, 2, 3 and a huge demand area right there. Supply area came right in here. So there's where the supply is. It wasn't up here. That was a stupid play by me. This should have been the area here, and it would have ended up being a break even anyway, because 76 goes down to 72 and a quarter, so I would have broken even on that. But that's where I should have had my entry, not up here. That was stupid, you know. But this is a 1, 2, 3. There's point 1, there's point 2, there's point 3, followed by a big thrust up for showing you that there's demand over here and there's supply over here. So the battle is between the supply, and now the demand. So right now the supply is winning out a little bit here until we take half this bar and go up for win, and then it overtakes the supply by eating it up, at least for the time being. And then of course you had this 1, 2, 3 and a break. It took half the bar and then down. So let me just go over. You got 1, 2, 3 break pullbacks. Let me go through and find a 2B break. Okay, here's what a 2B break looks like. So you make a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and then an immediate higher high. See that? So this was really setting up to be a 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, here's 2, and 3 can't take out 1. When it does, that becomes a lower low. And when your next move is a higher high, you got a trend change. To me, a 1, 2, 3, or what I call a 2B break, which is breaking this 2-point. This is a 2-point. This would have been a 2-point if it was a 1, 2, 3, and it's a 2-point whether it's a 1, 2, 3 or a 2B. But once it immediately takes this out, it becomes a 2B break. And where's my entry? Right down here. So that's how the trend changes. All right. So as far as when I cancel trades and when I don't cancel trades, again, when I get within like one tick and a candle closes or pulls back, I'll just cancel it. Or if something's firing at me, if I'm looking for a pullback and it's a short distance and it's just one big candle coming right at me and it's going to close on me, I'll get out of it. But if it's a collection of candles and there's room, I'll stay in the trade. So like for instance, this here is a 2B. In other words, we made a lower low and a lower high, and this is a lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low, and then it shoots into a higher high. So this down over here would be my area in which to get in. Okay? Right about over here. And I missed by a couple, and once this area gets taken out, I cancel the order because why? The structure's changed. Because it's made a higher high and a higher low, but now it's made a lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low going into me. So once it made this move over here to make a lower high, I'm not going to take this trade over here. And even if I did take the trade over there, I'm getting out of break even anyway. Well, maybe not. Maybe let's see, 0850. Yeah, I would have gotten up about 16 ticks, 15 ticks. I would have broken even on the trade anyway. But I wouldn't be looking to do this once I got a 1, 2, 3 and I got a break. Be looking to go short over here. And then when we got this thrust down here, I'd be looking to short right over here. See, we lower low, lower high. It's all micro trends. So lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Higher low, but not a higher high. Now we're going back down again. We take out the low here. So this would be the first setup, nothing. And then we made a lower low, and this took it out over here. That makes it a lower high. Got to thrust down, come back quickly, get the rest of the orders, and down we go. So everything remains the same. I mean, you can write these things down, but it's 1, 2, 3, 2B breaks to determine the trend change. Otherwise, if it's making higher highs, so like here, made a lower low and lower high, but not a lower low and not a higher high. Then it makes a lower low, and then it comes back here, and then we go sideways. Then we make a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. Now the trend is going the other way. And then we make a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high and not a lower low, so you're going sideways. When you're not making higher highs or higher lows, you're going sideways. See? Higher high, higher low, not a higher high, not a lower low, not a higher high, not a lower low. Now you're making a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. Then you're making a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. Then it breaks again. So that's really what it boils down to, is being able to identify, is the market going up? Is the market going down? Is the market going sideways? Is there a potential trend change? We want to be on the right side of the market. So I'll give you one more day here. I know this is a pretty long video, but I want to make sure everybody got it. So we have this big move down. Okay? So you made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. That's a 1, a 2, and a 3. And then over here we got a potential buy over here. And then we make a higher high and a higher low. And the market just keeps going up. Make a higher high and a higher low. And then a higher high and a higher low, this is no place to get in. And then a higher high. And right over here is where you would get in, for the simple reason that you made a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high, not a lower low, then a higher high. So this is almost like a 1, 2, 3 over here to get back into the trend. So you got this candle over here. It's about 30 and change, right about here. So you get filled here at 30, say 30.50, and you probably end up maybe making 10 on the trade, you know. Then you go up here and you don't make a higher high, and you come down here. Well, you made a lower low because you got this 1, 2, 3 and it breaks. A lower low, a lower high. Here's your thrust bar down. There's your entry back. Let's see, that's probably a get into 30. Should be right about there. And split the bar 30 and down. So let's see what happened on the 24th. Um, Let's see. Okay, so that's the 25th, so the 24th has got to be here. Okay, so we bring this thing down. Come on. Okay, so here's the 24th. And what do we got here? Oh, okay. So this is the 24th, right? This is Monday, 24th. So where are we here? Oh, okay, yeah. I had this 1, 2, 3, thrust down. Yeah, there it is. There's the first one. And I got a +1 there, and exactly the same thing that I told you over here. You know? There was the 25 down. So if there's still any things that you're not clear of, just post and I'll try and clear them up. But well, let's say for argument's sake, this was going to be my entry. Let's just say you got to pull back to here, okay? And I'm up here, and I see it's going to be 1 bar coming down to me. Well, I'll get out of the trade. Well, actually, here's the pullback right over here. So if it was over here, and I got this 1 bar coming at me, I'll cancel the order. But if this is really the pullback here, which it really is, because this is all an inside bar, and this is really the pullback here, I don't have a problem with coming at me. I don't. Because what do we got here as a candle here? We got it's actually 30. You're getting in at 30 right there, half the bar. And it only goes against me 10 ticks. And then closes up, and then goes up, and then comes back down. So I don't have a problem with any of that. You know. So if you have any other any questions and I haven't explained anything, just let me know. All right, guys.